At a time when we are improving our protection suite with particular emphasis on specified illness, it is useful to spend a few minutes listening to a customer story. Linda Graham, a former employee of Hibernian Aviva, is currently undergoing treatment for breast cancer. Linda's situation has been helped somewhat by receiving a payout from her specified illness policy. Let Linda tell her story in her own words.
I was starting to feel just really kind of run down and tired, and went to my doctor and said, please, just give me the barrage of tests. I want to be checked for diabetes. I want everything checked. Everything was checked. Clean bill of health. So then I was going through interview processes for another job, and I was very much on the verge. I'd just gone for a second interview for one, and I was on the verge of just being about to accept it, and I found a lump. So I said to my doctor, I said, look, I'm going to have a mammogram. So he organised a mammogram, and I had the mammogram the following Monday. That was the beginning of April. And 2 weeks later, I was on the operating table. And it was quite a large tumour. They did the biopsy then. They took some of the lymph nodes, and it had gone into one of the lymph nodes as well. So they took all the lymph nodes from under the arm. And the follow-up to that then is chemotherapy for 4 months, and then radiotherapy for 6.5 weeks, and then hormone treatment for 5 years. I started chemotherapy on Monday. I had to inject myself yesterday with Neulasta, which basically boosts the reproduction of your white blood cells, and you have to wait 24 hours after the chemo to do that. So at this moment in time, I feel a little bit like the Belfast Express train is after going over me, because my bones are just in overdrive, the bone marrow, trying to reproduce these. I've had steroids. I'm blown up. I can't sleep. But basically, at the end of the day, it's something that I can get through, because I don't have any other concerns at this moment in time except getting myself well. I got my wig last week. Alex, my son, Alex had been in Wexford for a couple of days, and when he came home, before he came through the door, I put it on. And he came in and he sat down and he chatted to me for about 2 hours, telling me all about his trip. And then he had something to eat and he had a shower, and he went off out again, never even noticed. 10 years ago, when I worked in Hibernian, I took out a policy. I just happened to say to my boss one day, this new critical illness policy had been launched. And it wasn't even the critical illness element that interested me at the time. I had actually owned an apartment and I'd sold it, and I kind of jokingly said to my boss, you know, what would happen to me if I kind of walked across the road tomorrow? I think it would be a good idea maybe to take out a policy, so at least there's a lump sum there for my son. The cost of the premium was €72 per month, and that included 380,000 death benefit and 126,900 serious illness benefit. I just decided to go ahead and do it, and I just took it out and continued on for 10 years, just paying the premiums without even really thinking about it. It was just kind of my little cushion there, that I knew that if anything did happen, Alex would be fine. Basically, the policy did what it said on the tin. It paid me out a lump sum, which has enabled me to go into this treatment without having any worries, any financial worries whatsoever. My parents have been wonderful as well, and my brothers. Everybody has been marvellous, but there's only so much people can do for you at the end of the day, and I just kind of feel that sometimes it's a fight you have to fight on your own, really, you know, because there's an awful lot of times you just don't really want to let people know exactly how you're feeling. For people who don't have a serious illness policy at the moment, I would highly recommend that the first thing they do tomorrow morning is to go out and actually get one. A life policy is fine, but you have to die to get the benefits of that. Serious illness policy, we're all open to getting anything, any kind of disease, any kind of accident, heart, stroke, cancer, Nobody knows what's down the line. Nobody knows what's going to come at them. And at least this is going to be your cushion. This will be something that will make, however bad your illness is, this is something that's going to make it that little bit easier for you at the end of the day, no matter what you're facing into.